He's hit over 300 the last 3 years.
Now Chipper, and he takes outside. Chipper's season, of course, last year cut short by a torn ACL, and went into the offseason rehabbing for that, and came to spring training in what many felt the best shape he's been in a long time. Which, for a guy who's 39 and was talking about retirement, was certainly good news to come back in this type of shape and seemingly with the hunger to keep playing.
Well, he gives you those great at bats. 34 strikeouts, 30 walks on the year. Over 2,500 hits.
Prado's at first. 1-1 to Chipper. It's a swing, says Jim Reynolds.
It's that changeup we've seen Ryan Webb use very effectively. Even though he missed with it, he wanted to get that changeup down, but even though it was up, he got Chipper Jones to commit.
Throw to first. We have crack staffers all over the place. One of our favorites is Aaron out in Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron Charlton, who works for Stats. And
what's up, Aaron? How you doing?
He sent us a note about Brad Hand's start. Since the end of World War II, only one pitcher has started, thrown 6+ innings, allowed 1 hit, and was a losing pitcher in the game in which he makes his debut. Pitches in, and the throw hits the runner. Prado goes down and is back on the bag. A painful stolen base in a weird play at second. And that ball seemed to hit him right around the left knee.
Well, we talked about how the Braves don't run much. That's only Prado's second steal, and he's been caught 5 times. Tough play for Buck. Chipper ducks out of the way. Throw sails a little bit out of the reach of Martinez, but right into the knee of Prado. Watch his, I think, left knee. We'll get a little better look with Fox mode. Right on that left knee.
So Prado being tended to by the Braves training staff. Anyway, to finish the note, Mike Thompson for Washington in the American League in '71 against the Baltimore Orioles went 7 innings, allowed 1 hit, 2 runs, 1 earned. He walked 9, and he struck out only 1, and he was the losing pitcher. Thompson finished his career in 1975 with the Braves and went 0-6 with the Braves. He was 1-15 in his career.
So the Marlins still have an opportunity to erase that statistic.
Brad Hand does not join the likes of Mike Thompson. Freddie's out there. It was good to see Freddie back, and Carlos Tosca. We had a chance to see those guys in spring training, of course, and when the Marlins were in Atlanta. Well, the count's 2-2 on Chipper. Prado is at second. Struck him out, outside corner. Chipper didn't like the call. Ryan Webb pitches a scoreless ninth, but the Marlins are down 1-0. Hart, Ryan Braun, and if they reach Prince Fielder, this is not an easy area to navigate. If Fielder does get to the plate, you've got Randy Choate up in the bullpen right now.
And don't forget about Weeks at first base. Choate and Cishek getting loose.
Runner goes, swing and a miss. Buck's throw is high, sails into center. And Weeks will hold there.
Yeah, Weeks wasn't going to waste any time. He eliminates a double play possibility, plus gets himself in scoring position. And for Ricky Weeks, his 7th steal now on the year. Big swing by Hart, so tough for a catcher to come up and make that throw. Plus, Weeks got a good jump.
Corey Hart is 0 for 3. Greenwood, Kentucky. Hart with the count 1-1. Weeks, outstanding speed at second. Webb gets another strike, and it's 1-2. Chris Volstad 7 innings tonight, and he ended up giving up the 3 runs on 6 hits. Volstad walked 1, struck out 4. 2 solo homers. Prince Fielder and Niger Morgan, of all people.
Just the 5th career home run for Morgan.
Of course, last night the Milwaukee Brewers had a couple of home runs. They were not solo shots. Both were 2-run homers. Fielder again, and Ryan Braun. Weeks dancing away from second.
Tell you what the Marlins are going to have to get out of, and it hasn't happened a lot, but psychologically you get in that mode, and it happens really without thinking about it. You get in that mode, you're going to find a way to lose a game. Stay close. When you're on a roll and playing well, you get into a close game like this, you find a way to win the game. And the Marlins right now are on the other side of that. They need to get out of that. And certainly it's possible.
Struck him out. Now Hart's upset.
Well, I just flat out say it. C.B. Buckner's had a bad game both sides. But he's got both teams barking at him. That's usually a good indication.
Well, that's
close, though.
That's at the knees and on the black.
That's just a perfect pitch by Ryan Webb.
So give C.B. Buckner credit on that one.
He still hasn't had a real good night, though.
Which was called a ball, which was in the strike zone. Ryan Webb now for Dan Uggla. Uggla singled his last time up. Webb starts him with a breaking ball. It's low, and it's 1-0. Uggla, of course, a great story as a Marlin, the Rule 5 draft pick out of Arizona. 5 years in Florida.
And his 5-year average, 31 home runs, 93 RBIs.
154 homers. Uggla last year with career highs, 33 homers, 105 driven in. One and two.
A lot of those home runs with swings like that. Good slider.
Chipper still at second. McCann still at first. 1-2. Got him. Ryan Webb strikes out Dan Uggla. And the Braves leave a couple, but the Marlins are running out of opportunities here. Bottom of the 8th coming up, and a 2-0 lead for Atlanta.
And Ryan Webb, who's a hard thrower in his own right, and a big guy, 6'6", 230 out of Clearwater, Florida, lives now in Palm Harbor, Florida. They got him from the Padres in the deal that sent Cameron Maben to San Diego. Florida got Mujica and Webb in that deal to fortify their bullpen. Here's Hinsky to pinch hit. Goes right after the first pitch and fouls it back. Hinsky looking for his first hit of the year. He's 0 for 7 so far. Webb's dad, Hank Webb, pitched in the big leagues for a couple of different teams, including the Mets. Their bullpen, Tom, last year was their weakest link, and they did some really good things in the offseason to fortify it, and they're the second-ranked bullpen in the league in ERA.
Yeah, it was a glaring weakness for them last year, and they certainly went out this winter with that in mind to shore it up a little bit, and so far they've done a pretty nice job here early on.
1-2 to Hinsky. It's fought off foul down the left side. Webb throws hard. He's got a hard sinker and slider. Seven. I don't think Eric thought that one came back. Let's see.
Oh yeah,
it was there.
That was inner third.
Back to the top of the order in Prado, who was 0 for 3 against Johnson.
Webb has had to throw 40 pitches. And this is twice that this club has sent all 9 batters to hit in an inning. They did it in the 3rd, now here in the 6th inning. Five RBIs for Montero, tying a career high. The only other time back in 2008 at Houston. He hit a big bomb to right field in that game, I remember. Maybe 2. Swing and a miss.
Oh, I think Webb just hurt himself. I think Ryan Webb just hurt himself. Oh, boy. Either his knee or his ankle or something.
Yeah, he hopped and responded not comfortably. Remember the training staff, pitching coach Randy Sinclair.
He's already fit to be tied out there right now. Yeah. Oh, boy. Let's hope this is not adding injury to insult here.
Mike Dunn, the tough left-hander, warming in the pen. Says, I'm all right. Let me see if I can work through it. Like Sean Cunningham, head athletic trainer, was out with pitching coach Randy St. Clair. In on the hands, chopped into the camera well by the visiting dugout.
Well, what do you think that was with Webb?
Had to be something in the leg, something in the ankle.
Jolt.
Yeah, I think so.
You ever have a knee just go out? Or
I have.
Yeah.
Then lock back in. Boy, look at EY.
Boy, EY making a play, ranging a long way to his left.
And look at the young child got the ball down there, as it should be.
It's not the way they do it in Houston.
No, it's not the way they do it in Houston. Mascots interrupt games.
Adults steal baseballs from kids.
Swing and a miss. Parra hops out of there like he's not comfortable. A huge inning for the Dodgers.
Hunter Pence is 3 for 4. He sprayed the ball all around. It hits to right, center, and left, and a hard grounder to shortstop. Two men on for Hunter with Carlos Lee on deck. Cleveland leads in the early going at Seattle 4-0, 5-0 now in the third. Strike one to Hunter. Yankees in Boston tonight at Fenway. Sabathia versus Beckett. Boston 1-7 to open the season. Dodgers in San Diego 1-1 last of the third inning. John Eli starting for Los Angeles. It's 0-2 for Ryan Webb. The Angels have the jump on Toronto 3-0 in the bottom of the fourth in Anaheim. Toronto lost to the Angels in 14 innings last night. Strike call. Hunter caught looking. 2 outs. Webb went with a breaking pitch.
One team pushing the other to see who can play better tonight. Here's Desmond now with the bases empty. He was late for a front door breaking ball that time. Randy Choate, one of their 2 lefties, Mike Dunn the other.
Ian, his first at bat. Watch how he gets here, puts his head right on the ball. Short stroke, stays there, does not try to do too much, and then on the right side he strikes out as he swings way too hard. Now his head's on the ball, but watch how he spins out. And so much effort on the upper body. That's with 2 strikes. That's what I like to see. He and Denny Espinosa both cut down that swing just a tad with 2 strikes.
Breaking ball right down the middle. Looked like a promising inning. Now it's into the 8th inning, still tied at 4.
Desmond drove in the 2 runs the Nationals have back in the 5th. Swings through a breaking ball. Edward Mujica warming up in the Marlins pen. Remember, Lopez is now at second base in place of Infante, who fouled the pitch off of his calf. Webb out in front quickly, 0-2. A little later on tonight, Boston in Baltimore. John Lester on the mound for Boston. The Rays have David Price going against to be announced for the Yankees. That game starts at 7 o'clock. Atlanta and Philadelphia with Joe Blanton against Tim Hudson. So the Braves have their ace going, no doubt about it, with Tim Hudson. Cardinals, though, have Chris Carpenter on the road. They do run into Brett Myers, who at any time is liable to stick it in your ear. And it's the Cardinals and the Astros, the Phillies and the Braves, with the Braves and the Cardinals in a dead tie on the last day of the season.
And of course, Atlanta and Boston both have blown big leads in that wild card race as Webb gets Desmond.
Big strikeout for Webb. Here comes Bernardina. Now in the American League, you got Boston and Tampa Bay, and you could have conceivably 2 play-in games tomorrow.
Here's Alex Arias, and that's got to be Gary Sheffield, right? That's Gary Sheffield. And hey, Chef, we are live. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing, buddy?
You look terrific. Hollywood has arrived finally.
Oh, stop, man.
How much fun is this for you, Gary?
That's good. I get to see the guys that I haven't seen in years, and just to come back here at the last game, it's exciting for me.
Hey, you did the tour of the park today.
Yes, I did.
What do you think?
I'm impressed. I felt like I was in Arizona. That stadium there, you feel that outdoor, indoor, and it kind of cools the stadium down a little bit. Especially if it's open. It's been out here, it's extremely hot, but. That stadium is going to give everybody what they want.
If I know you, I'd think you'd want to take batting practice and gear it up again.
I was looking up that upper deck. I still think I can reach it.
Nobody would ever doubt. Chef, good to see you.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, Gary Sheffield, guys. And just all the guys enjoying themselves here in the Hall of Champions. Great spot.
And a run batted in the 5th inning. So it has been a tough ball game. 2-2 in the 8th. And it will be Jamie Carroll, followed by Tony Gwynn, and then Rafael Furcal against Ryan Webb. Strike. Carroll grounded to first, fly to right, 0 for 2. Oh and 1. 0 and 2. The big Ryan Webb battling now for a decision, and he's backed up in the bullpen. 0 and 2 to Jamie Carroll. Got him. So Jamie strikes out, 1 away in the 8th inning, and the batter will be Tony Gwynn. Down in the bullpen for the Marlins, Steve Cechek. Steve, a right-hander, warming up.
Tony Gwynn Jr.
Specialist. Choke got the strikeout, and now with Pudge up, Ryan Webb comes out of the bullpen as the Marlins try to mix and match their way through the 8th.
Yeah, and talking about the mixing and matching, you and I had a little talk between innings, and we both agreed that if Hensley had not walked Jason Worth, let's say he had gotten Worth out and then struck out Nix, he probably would have at least had the opportunity to finish the 8th inning. But because of the walk and a little bit of wildness, Edwin decided to go to the bullpen, and now he has Webb out there trying to get Pudge with a runner at first. Again, keep your eye on Worth.
Webb is not the quickest to the plate, and Worth has a good-sized lead. He's running on the first pitch, swing and a miss, and Buck can't come up with it, and there was no way he was going to throw Worth out anyways.
Yeah, big jump. Tremendous success rate over the last 3 years, and as we've given you the information on that, a lot of that has to do with Davey Lopes and his work with Jason Worth in Philadelphia.
Pudge has singled, bounced out, struck out, and Worth has a big lead at second. Oh and 2 quickly.
Now's a chance to make a pitch. Ryan Webb's made a couple of good ones to get ahead 0 and 2. Now let's see if he can put away Pudge.
Worth is running, and Pudge lines it foul. A couple of ex-teammates there for a minute, having a quick word. Greg Dobbs and Jason Worth.
Big part of their World Series championship, those two guys.
Still 0-2. Still a tough out is Pudge Rodriguez. Got him. Sweeping breaking ball from Ryan Webb. So 3 pitchers to get 3 outs for the Fish here in the 8th.
Let's add on a few more. 3-1 Atlanta lead. You know, Ryan Webb gets away with something out there in his stretch that it's a little disconcerting in that it's like he's kind of rocking to get his feet set, but then out of that he comes to the plate without really appearing to come to a set position. That time he stopped.
Jason couldn't stop his swing. And Hayward's the second out. And that'll turn the lineup over to Michael Bourne. Well, the guy umpiring at second base, you know, is looking at every muscle move of Ryan Webb. That's Bob Davidson.
They don't call him Balkaday Bob for nothing.
Bunt here? Oh, definitely. Paulino on deck. And Pridey looking to bunt, takes ball one. Jason tonight 1 for 3, single back in the second. Well, the Marlins have been the kings of the one-run game this year. They're 11-4 in one-run games. The Mets are just 3-8. But the Mets with a golden chance here in the bottom of the ninth. And Pridey stabbing at it, fouls it off 1-1.
When you're bunting this baseball, you don't have to be fine. You don't have to be perfect. In fact, you want to put a little mustard on it. Get that ball to Wes Helms. Make him field the baseball. That'll ensure that Turner gets to third base.
Marlins showing no signs of running a wheel here. And not paying much attention to Turner at second. And Pridey again pushes one foul, and now it's 1-2.
Gosh, do you keep it on? And then you see Terry, he's not happy.
Let him try and pull the ball, get the runner over that one.
Well, after those 2 stabs at those bunts, I wouldn't put it on now. I'd let him swing the bat.
Helms will hedge and play at the edge of the grass. Sanchez backed up at first. Ryan Webb, whose dad Hank pitched for the Mets back in the 70s. Back in his dad's old haunts in Flushing. Across the parking lot anyway. 1-2. Swing and a miss. A big strikeout for Webb after Pridey couldn't get the bunt down. 1 out. And now Josh Tolley will bat for Ronnie Paulino.
Sinker ball went after a bad one. You got to wonder if it was in his head that he couldn't get it over and just couldn't.
Yeah, you get frustration, right, Keith?
Yeah, young kids. Well, he's 26 years old. There, he's getting a little talking to from Terry Collins about the.
Then that doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. The Phillies right now
totally agree.
Are running the East. Of course, there's another one about a commercial, and it says at least Fox Sports is not showing the Dan Uggla air conditioning commercial anymore. Here's Joe Mather.
Well, you never know that maybe they aren't, because that might get Uggla back on track.
Our Toyota trend, the Braves have not scored more than 7 runs in their last 28 games, and they are 15-13.
Yeah, we talked about the Braves. They're 5-5 in their last 10.
See, I heard about the Dan Uggla air conditioning commercial.
You never saw it?
I never saw it until I TiVoed a game.
Oh.
And went back just to specifically look for the commercials. Because when I watch one of our telecasts, it's usually on MLB.TV, and it doesn't have the commercials on it. And I saw it. And I hope Daniel got paid handsomely for it. Here's the 1-1. Not one of our favorites, and as you pointed out, you root for guys like Uggla as soon as they leave town.
Stand-up guy, always was with us and with the media.
Good breaking ball. And Mather goes down. Eric Hinsky is going to take the pinch hitting at bat here. This is a guy the Marlins had trouble keeping in the yard in this ballpark last year. He hit 2 balls up into the upper deck. He tripled in the 7th. That was the beginning of the end for Anibal Sanchez. Good sink on that one. And Webb goes 0-2 on him. Sanchez would go 6 2/3. Give up just 4 hits and 3 runs. Got him with a breaking ball. Buck dug it out, tagged him out. So Ryan Webb is an out away from getting out of it himself.
Yeah, you talk about a big pick-me-up and a nice little momentum changer late in a game. It would be if Ryan Webb gets out of this jam after the leadoff triple.
You got the left-hander Stephen Drew coming up, and with Choate ready, Edwin's going to fire that rocket. Choate's coming in, Webb exits, against whom he is now 7 for 8 in his career. Gomez at first. Runner bluffs. It's a strike. I think Kotze is a little dismayed that he let that pitch go because he thought the runner was going.
That's pretty much the same pitch to McGee.
See the look on his face?
Yeah, a lot of times a hitter, which he saw the bluff of Gomez, but he thought he was going.
Oh, and 1.
Carlos Gomez with a great percentage, too. He's only been caught once.
I told you earlier tonight, the Brewers are 40 of 50 in stolen bases. Gomez, a former prospect for the New York Mets. He's been traded a couple of times to Minnesota and from Minnesota to Milwaukee. He's going. Pitch is a strike. And it's stolen.
He's one of those guys that has had tools and ability, but it just hasn't flourished into an everyday outstanding major league player. You can see right there the kind of speed he has.
But now you've got Kotze with a count 0-2. Let's see what Webb's got for him. Breaking ball. He was on it. It's 0-2.
Some great memories when you walk into that Brewer clubhouse. You see Kotze and Craig Counsell with their lockers next to each other.
Got him! Change up. Good pitch. Gorgeous pitch. It took 3 pitchers to do it, but the Marlins get through the top of the 8th. And it ends on a Ryan Webb changeup. Marlins may have to piece this inning together. Good pitch by Webb. 0-2. Kelly Johnson had the big series when the 2 teams met about 10 days ago. 3 homers, 2 triples, and a double. Arizona's ballpark, one of the best triples parks in baseball.
Yeah, I would say there, certainly at Coors Field in Denver. This one's pretty good.
Leadoff triple by Ryan Roberts for Arizona here in the 8th. Webb got him. Whatever Kelly Johnson was looking for, it wasn't that.
Yeah, this is just a good, hard two-seam fastball that comes back over the plate. Kelly Johnson may have been looking for fastball, but it started inside. He thought that pitch was going to stay off the plate, and it moved beautifully.
Justin Upton now.
2011. Another example of a player coming back from reconstructive surgery. Pretty amazing stuff, isn't it? Matt Holliday coming back from his surgery. Look at his 2007 and 2011 seasons. 07 was the year he won a batting title. You know, Liriano entered the game with an ERA over 9. Holliday is homered here tonight. And again, a theme that's developed with the Cardinals here at home too, Rick, is the fact that they jump out to early leads.
Right.
And they can't hold them.
Well, you have to add on too. And that's one of the things that we talked about again early on the telecast is scoring runs early and then not much late. Cardinals with 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second, and they've only been able to add that 5th inning run. Last night they had 5 runs in the first 3 innings of the game and couldn't add on. You know, hitters have their routines, so do pitchers. Rosenbag, dirt. Working out of the stretch.
Two and two, and you always hear about routines in the game of baseball.
And anybody that plays golf has a routine. Might not be a good one, might not work. But if you're a bowler, you have a routine, and you're talking about a fine motor skill activity of throwing a baseball with precision and accuracy, and you're trying to get as much of a routine as you can, do the same thing the same time.
Full count.
And most of that you do without thinking about it.
And he strikes out Holliday on a 3-2 pitch.
See, when we get to Washington, I know there are some hockey fans out there. On Marlins Live, we should have a sit down with Matt Stairs and get a little bit of an overview of the Stanley Cup playoffs from Stairs.
That's a great idea.
Because I think Stairs
He's on top of it.
Yeah. It's a hockey coach.
Hey, Rich, I misled you. They have changed that. Mike Stanton. So I hope you didn't. I hope you kept it.
I kept it.
All right. They've given Mike Stanton the base hit in the 7th inning, so no E6 and an RBI for Mike.
It's all about the U with Alex Cora. Stairs swings and misses. It's 0-2. Webb can be devastating with that powerful arm with a good sinking motion. You see Choate and Sanchez in the bullpen. Choate will be a busy guy starting tomorrow night with the Phillies in town. Stairs fouls that one, first base side.
Yeah, you want to make sure your left-handers in the bullpen are in good shape when the Phillies come to town.
Webb runs it away at 96. Stairs at 43. I think the crowd is on Lance Barksdale because, and you see those pitches are still in. Because oftentimes when a catcher sets up on the corner and the pitch is just out, it doesn't appear as if the catcher moves his glove much.
He's been more apt to call the high strike than the one that's on the outer part.
Breaking ball, and Stairs went around.
Big Stairs was ready for another fastball, about 95. And Ryan Webb, with a terrific pitch, snaps off a beauty of a slider.
With Gene Conley, but he did pitch for the Phillies and also, of course, was an NBA player.
Ryan Webb starts the bottom of the 7th for the Marlins, and Pete Orr fouls it back. It's 0-1.
Frank Sullivan is the guy who coined the great line that when there you see the numbers on Ryan Webb, when the players got off the plane that night after losing 23 in a row, and I happened to be there with some of my high school buddies. We were nuts enough to do that back in those days. He said, boys, let's scatter so they can't get us all with one shot.
That bad, huh?
Oh, 23 in a row.
Well, first game, Frank scattered 7 hits, didn't walk anybody, struck out 6. Second game, Art Mahaffey did it a little bit better.
Yeah.
4 hits, 1 walk, 17 strikeouts.
Frank Sullivan pitched a shutout, huh? Wow.
Give the man some credit, Wheels.
Well, they had 47 wins, so they got 2 of them real quick that day. The most strikeouts in Phillies history. Shorty had 18. That was he started that game.
15-inning ball game.
Yeah.
That's you would never see that today.
No, and Art Mahaffey still holds the 9-inning record for strikeouts in a game.
Good changeup by Webb. Orr's down swinging. 8th strikeout for Marlins pitching. There's Bastardo up and throwing.
That's really interesting to go back to that.
Lefties out, and the Marlins bring in Brian Peterson. And so Peterson will be in the pitcher's spot. And Ryan Webb will be in Mike Cameron's spot, or the pitcher right now occupies Cameron's spot in the order. So Webb's job is to get Ramon Hernandez. If you're asking why is Brandon Hyde out there, it's because Jack McKeon was tossed by first base umpire Todd Titchener early in the ball game, arguing a check swing.
And Brandon Hyde, certainly with lots of experience, many years.
Oh, hey, Todd Titchener says, I remember when Jack came out and got on me there.
Brandon managed a lot of the Marlins. A lot of these guys that have come and gotten to the big league level, he had them in A-ball, Double-A. So a lot of experience managing in the minor leagues.
Webb working quickly. He's 0-2 on him. And he strikes him out. Nicely done, Ryan Webb. 3 pitches. Punches out Ramon Hernandez. Bottom of the 8th. Brian Peterson going to lead it off. So what looked like to be a nice quiet 8th for Ryan Webb has turned into a 2nd and 3rd 2-out situation, and a hot hitter up, Reed Johnson, 1 for 2, RBI double, 2-run homer last night in his only at bat, and Webb goes up and in. It's 1-0. And that's going to bring a visit from Randy St. Clair. Nothing ball game. The Cubs on top of the Fish. This is game 2 of a 2-game series. We realize we have viewers from all over the country, and certainly we thank everybody for participating tonight. If you just happened by and you're asking yourself what the heck is going on, the Cubs are playing a ball game, and once a year we have our Ford Fantasy Auction presented by Tommy Bahama. All kinds of cool stuff. If you want to look at the items again, marlins.com/fantasy, and we will give you updates on all of the items here after this inning so everybody knows where everybody sits. All the money raised tonight goes to the Marlins Community Foundation. Been a fun night with the auction. Not so much for the fish on the field, though.
Last couple of nights have been a little quiet for the Fish offense. That's why it's really big that Ryan Webb can shut things down here, because the Marlins will see Kerry Wood and then more than likely Carlos Marmol.
Fouled at the plate. Yeah, the Marlins are all lined up to face the back end of the Cubs bullpen. Wood with the day's rest. Marmol, who pitched last night and looked really good in getting a 4-out save.
Kerry Wood wanted to come back and be a Cub again.
Breaking ball fouled off his foot. And it's 1-2. Of course, Kerry Wood has such a connection to the Marlins in those thrilling games back in 2003, the National League Championship Series. Kerry Wood pitched Game 7.
And not effectively. 5 2/3. Gave up 7 hits and 7 runs.
Hit a home run in that ball game, though. And the Cubs had an early lead. 1-2. Good battle here between Webb and Reed Johnson. And to you Cub fans out there that are watching, we told you that if you were going to participate tonight and bid on the Starling Castro bat and gloves.
And now the Ferguson Jenkins autograph ball.
That if you were going to do that, we would not show the Bartman play for these 2 games. And you've got the Andre Dawson jersey to bid on as well. So get on the phone if you don't want to see Bartman. One and 2. Johnson steps out.
And if you're a transplanted Chicagoan living in South Florida, what a great trip to go back to Chicago, see the 4 games, be on the field for batting practice, stay at a tremendous hotel, the Drake Hotel.
With the team. Off the end of the bat. Sit in the rooftop seats. I'll bet you there's a few Chicagoans who never had the chance to sit on rooftop seats and watch a Cubs game.
The guy wears that headgear proudly in the Cubby Bear.
We've been in the Cubby Bear. I'm not ashamed to say.
I think we did an online hit in the Cubby Bear, a website hit or something.
Yes, we did.
Wasn't sure. I can't remember.
With 2 blondes and 2 beers. And that was the last Webb hit we did. Breaking ball fouled at the plate. That was the end of the Webb hits for us. But we went down swinging, Tommy. Speaking of swinging, there's the spreadsheet for Reed Johnson, who is a right-handed type. He's almost the right-handed version of Chase Utley in the way he crowds the plate. Utley stands right out over the plate, and Johnson is right out over the plate, too.
Yeah, his pinch hit home run last night was his 3rd career pinch hit home.
Webb just keeps making good pitch after good pitch, and Johnson just keeps making good swing after good swing to get a piece of that and stay alive.
The essence of a good at bat, trying to foul off some good pitches in hopes that you see a bad pitch, a mistake.
Stays 1 and 2. A 9-pitch at bat for Reed Johnson. RBI double in the second. His home run last night was enormous. A 2-run shot in the 6th. Tied the game at 5. And of course, Marlon Byrd hit a homer in the 8th to untie it, and the Cubs would go on to win 7-5. He finally got him. Now that's persistence. Brian Webb strikes out Reed Johnson. Cubs strand 2 in scoring position. Still 3-0 Chicago. Tomorrow night, R.A. Dickey, Brad Hand. And it's a early start tomorrow night. 5:10 start, 4:30 for Marlins Live.
Maybe we can beat the rain.
But wouldn't that be the worst? They move the game up 2 hours to allow the Mets to get back to New York to play their doubleheader against the Braves on Thursday. Ronnie Paulino takes a breaking ball.
Mets trying to, I'm sure, juggle some pitching to get some matchups in that doubleheader. They do have the looking at the Mets notes, I'm saying, well, they do have that all settled. They have the matchups for the doubleheader. The only problem, they have Dylan G listed to pitch both games.
That would be a problem, especially if you're Dylan G. Dean in Chicago suggesting the last to tear down the numbers, Jim Leland and Jack McKeon. Now, you'd have a hard time getting Jim Leland here. He'll be busy probably setting up.
That's another good suggestion, though.
It is a good suggestion.
Yeah.
He will be busy setting up his rotation for the postseason.
Well, just Verlander, number 1.
Paulino taps it down the third base line, and it's foul. You heard a little commotion there during that last sequence. Look at that. That's shades of the 1969 Mets, isn't it, Craig?
Yes, it is. It actually ran around here, and then I think it's in the dugout or somewhere behind where we are right here. The players are not running it. That was as good a leap as you'll see. Wow.
Where was the in New York? Was it the cat ran in front of the Cubs? Was it Ron Santo who was on deck?
From the Cubs, yep. It was in '69, and that led to the demise of the Cubs in '69. And the Mets made that incredible charge last 50 games or so.
I don't think there are enough games for the Marlins to make an incredible charge this year, but the Black Cat making an appearance. What other varmints have occupied?
Because that would mean Howard's a go-ahead run. Right now, all he can do is tie the game in the 7th inning.
A lot of confidence in Webb, though, to pitch the 7th.
Now you have another left-handed hitter on deck, and Ibanez, and you figure if Ryan were to get on here, Dunn's coming into the game then.
Fooled right on that pitch.
Threw him a slider when he's looking for fastball. Figured he's ahead in the count. 1-0. He's going to get a fastball, do some damage. Got a slider. That's the result.
Webb was originally the property of the Oakland Athletics. He was acquired by the Padres when the Padres sent Scott Hairston to Oakland.
They're in a no doubles defense, prevent type defense. Don't hit it over my head, whatever you want to call it. Look how deep they are.
Yeah, it'd be hard to hit it over their head right now.
You keep it in the yard. he's gone with some breaking balls, then came with a fastball there.
Jay McLaughlin, who handles the in-house PA, just told us that Roy Oswalt left the ball game with a lower back strain. 3-1 the count to Howard. And he lays off and takes a changeup for a strike. 3-2. 3-1 changeup.
Pretty good pitch to get over there. Well, he knows this is his last hitter, so he, maybe he won't give in. Now he made 3-2. We'll see.
Ibanez waits on deck. And he got him. So Howard is down on strikes. He came back with a slider. So a changeup, then a slider, and Webb has a 1-2-3 7th inning. Couple ground outs, and then this. A strikeout of Ryan Howard. We go to the 8th.
So for the season, 447 of them, over $22,000. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. There's Rick Ankiel. First bench player used by Davey Johnson today. And a hard swing. 85 on the changeup, 0-2. Target way outside, and Rick bites at it, and he's gone on 3 pitches. Buy 2, get 2. Right now, if you place a deposit on 2012 season tickets, you get the rest of this season free. Go to nationals.com/2012-2012 and check it out.
4 as we move to the bottom of the 6th. Liriano, the no-hitter, still intact. 2 outs in the 9th. 1-0 Minnesota. The final hitter, potentially Adam Dunn.
And he's had some walks in this game too. Liriano's walked 6 and the count 3-1 on Adam Dunn.
How many pitches then?
It's a ton of pitches.
He's got
about
6.
116.
Ooh. Ryan Webb also the ball game for the Marlins.
Yeah, Dan, he also came over in the trade with Mujica for Cameron Maben as part of this remade bullpen. All of a sudden you've got a lot better. You get 2 guys from San Diego who know how to pitch out of the bullpen. They were outstanding last year, and you've really changed what your expectations are in innings 6, 7, and 8 for the Marlins.
Top of the lineup, Terrio, then Puto, and Pujols.
Liriano 1 strike away.
Nothing in 2. And that's quick work there of Terrio. He strikes out. And that's how we start the Cardinals half of the 6th.
That's for Joe. I thought Joe threw the ball very well. He got through that first inning. That was the biggest thing, Darren. I mean, these Marlins can hit.
Oh, you bet
it's
they
not
can
like
hit.
You're just going to go out there against a bunch of chopped liver minor leaguers. These guys are a good offensive squad.
30-year-old Sean Burroughs, who since coming back to the big leagues after a long absence has been almost primarily a pinch hitter for Kirk Gibson's squad, and I would imagine will remain so. He has 2 of his last 4 as a pinch hitter.
Oh, almost got him. He's still quick.
He hops out of the way, does Burroughs. This Marlins bullpen is good. As you see Webb backing him out of the batter's box. But San Diego's bullpen the best. Atlanta's is next, and then not too far behind you find the Florida Marlins and their bullpen. That's part of the story for Florida. Look at the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Playing much better baseball. Good for them.
Burroughs into the seats it goes. I know we're excited to head back out to Pittsburgh, PA.
I like that town. I like the people there.
With the good folks, the good fans, and a Permane Brothers sandwich.
With the fries right on there.
Oh, and the coleslaw and the sausage. Good at 2 in the afternoon and 2 in the morning. 2-2 the count. In on the hands, Burroughs busts that one into the seats it goes. Ryan Webb was part of the winter deal. You've already seen the Diamondbacks play San Diego, and you remember some of the damage Cameron Maben has done. Well, Maben, he went from Florida, and back the other way came a couple of relievers, Webb and Edward Mujica, who you may remember, former Padre. Oh boy.
Goodness. What a pitch.
Nasty breaking ball. And that'll do it for Mr. Burroughs. And now
the infield is in with the bases loaded and 1 out.
Another great way to hit. Infield in, same way Chase was just hitting with the infield of double play depth.
Foul ball. It's 0-1.
A lot more room to make things happen. Trying to get Victorino going right now. He's been pretty consistent offensively all year, but right now in a little bit of a funk. Plenty of time to get out of it. Timing just hasn't been real good.
One of his grand slams in the regular season against the Marlins down at Dolphin Stadium. That's what it was at the time.
Lindstrom, I think. He's now pitching for who? Colorado.
For the Colorado Rockies.
Guy's a ground ball pitcher. Hank. That's his dad. Ryan Webb. He's a real good sinker ball pitcher, and that's what he's trying to do right now. Get a ground ball and come home with it. You said they're not going to play for a double play with Victorino because of his speed from the left side. Ooh. Look out.
Smoked it to the crowd over the third base side. 1-2 the count. Ball hit right off the rail and took a carom into the lap of someone. And a called strike 3. It did look like a strike, and there are 2 outs.
Okay, he threw a breaking ball here. We talked about all the sinkers that Webb throws. Threw a slider right there, and he locked him. That's a strike. That was a real good pitch.
Leap on him at first. He'll steal second if you do. Helton's up there. And Webb pours in a fastball at 94 miles an hour for a strike. We were talking about all the impressive numbers that Helton has racked up in his career. The enormous amount of doubles. He was 532nd earlier this game. There goes Tulowitzki. Buck's throw, not in time. He stole it. The numbers that Helton has amassed are Hall of Fame. I don't want to say worthy, but have him in the conversation.
And then there's always that part of the conversation that leads to, well, yeah, but a lot of those numbers because he played at Coors Field.
His home splits over his career. Fastball outside corner.
Pretty drastic.
356 at home with 205 homers. 291 on the road, 129 homers. Slugging percentage 627 home, 480 road.
There are those numbers right there. Speaking of cycles, I remember when Helton hit for the cycle against the Marlins in Denver.
And Webb strikes him out.
Good job. Good pitch.
7th inning stretch, 3-1 Rockies.
11 app features highlights. It's a great app to have for your phone. Text at bat to 31826.
On the outside corner for a strike. Helton, before he departed, had 2 hits and 3 trips. And a strikeout of Ty Wigginton. Rockies get another run of the inning. A Dexter Fowler double, a single by Eric Young. 12-3 as we go to the 9th.
Now Willie Harris. And he swings and misses at a nice sinker. Well, the Atlanta Braves pounded Washington. That was a close game early on, but it's dissolved into an 11-2 Atlanta lead. Brian McCann has driven in 4. No home runs in the ball game. Jordan Zimmerman absorbed some punishment as the starter for the Nats, but the Nationals bullpen has coughed up a bunch of runs as well. Tim Hudson went 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. So Bodacious looks like he's in midseason form.
The only little down news for the Braves is the fact that we mentioned earlier, Jair Jurgens is placed on the disabled list.
Phillies lead is now 7-2 over Houston. Ryan Howard and Ben Francisco homering. Hunter Pence hit his first homer for Houston. That's a 9th inning score in Philly. Wild that Houston doesn't open their season until the Marlins get there on Friday night.
You would think teams with domes especially would stay away from northeastern cities, but that's not always what happens. Marlins last year opened up in New York.
And I know it's easy, and just about every team looks at their schedule and says, why are we playing here at this time? Why are we going there? But I would not want to be the person that has to make the schedule, because there's so many demands from teams who want to be home on certain dates, who can't be home on other dates, depending on concerts, like the U2 concert, which was such a nightmare last year and it is again a nightmare this year. The reason the Marlins have to play that home series up in Seattle.
Yeah, the Marlins' 3 home games that would have been against Seattle will now be at Seattle. So go figure.
You'd think Bono would at least send us some swag or something, you know, like some U2 shirts.
Backstage passes for future concerts or something.
A U2 hoodie.
Good pitch. Bottom fell out of that.
Ryan Webb gets through the 9th. The Marlins in the bottom of the 9th down 7.